Hello, welcome to Narrow Path. In this episode, we've got Josh Beck on. We're going to talk about finance. We're going to talk about whether real estate is still a good investment, and we're also going to draw the free Mo winner for this week. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. Josh, how are you?
I'm going well, mate.
That's
how are
good.
you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing really well. So you're from Beck McLean Finance, yeah?
That's us. Yep.
What do you guys specialise in?
We specialise in a lot, actually. We do residential, commercial, finance, equipment.
Yep.
Suppose we should get
Stuck
cracking.
in.
Stuck into it.
Heck,
Cheers, guys.
that's a big crack, isn't it?
Cheers.
This is a real big one.
I missed you. Thank you. Yeah, so we do all kinds of finance. We've been established for coming up to 5 years now. We're a small business based in Frankston, and
Near the sex shop.
it is. It is.
It's next to the,
It
it's
is.
the Frankston Business Centre.
We're in the Frankston Business Centre. We're between the sex shop and we're between tobacconists
Exactly.
on the other side.
Run the tobacconist.
two-
Surely.
No.
Run
two-
the tobacconist.
No, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
opposite Tasman meets officially, if you're
Sure.
telling anyone
If you're a carnivore.
where we are.
Clients.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
carnivore like Andy,
Yeah.
you're running straight down there. And
Exactly. Yeah.
That's where you're shopping.
Yeah.
Makes
Right.
sense. So I don't know. I thought so. We're trying to do this a bit better this time. It'd be a good place to start, I suppose, to give us a bit of a background where you come from an experience point of view, and I don't know, like a 1 to 2 minute
I can do that.
context.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. So I don't come from any kind of formal education. I went to the same school as you, mate.
Yep.
And my first job out of high school was working for NAB, writing loans, and that's what I've done ever since. But 3.5 years into writing loans, I left NAB. I went out on my own as a mortgage broker with a business partner, and we've been doing that ever since. It's been really good. I don't know how to do much else, but I do know how to understand the context and landscape of loans and do that.
So you've done it the whole time since school?
I have. It's all I've done. Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
And in terms of Beck McLean, is McLean the business partner?
Yeah. So Neil McLean has been my business partner. He's a lot older than I am, so he's starting to step back a little bit. But I'm definitely still in business every day.
How have you found that, like learning from someone who's been in it? I'm guessing he's been in it for quite some time now.
Yeah, well, yes and no. So Neil was a senior financial planner for a really long time at NAB, and he's awesome with clients. But he hadn't done lending for a really long time before we started the business, so we had a lot to learn off each other, actually.
Yeah.
But it was a good match, but as he starts to slow down a bit, that's why we're actually going through a business separation at the moment.
Yeah,
And it's really good, but
that's good.
it's also expected.
Yeah. That's not an easy thing to navigate.
No, that'd be new. That'd be really new. So we went out of business when we were running the agency, but we just shut the doors. That's very different.
We both shut the doors. Yeah.
That'd be hard. That'd be really hard, especially if you respect the guy on the other side of the table to try and work out, navigate that, and separate it. Because business is like a marriage, really. So it's a divorce. It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Look, it is. But Neil and I were lucky because I've got a really long family history with him. So something else about me, my mum passed away when I was 6, and like he would actually help look after myself and my younger sister at certain times as well when Dad was working and things like that. So I've known him for a really long time. So it's almost like
It's a baton passing almost by the sound of things.
it might be similar to yourself and your old man one day.
Yeah.
Similar to that. Yeah.
Oh, that's an amazing. I've never thought of it like that. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
So what sort of loans do you write? Do you just do resi stuff? Do you just do commercial stuff? What's the go?
We do literally everything. We've got lots of clients that are individuals. We have first home buyers. That's always really exciting. We do a lot of first home buyers actually, and it's always fun. It's the same information, same spiel you give to people every single time, but their situations are always different. and people are really, really appreciative. And not all jobs get a lot of appreciation. I'm kind of lucky that, you know, within the four walls of my business, I get a lot from certain types of clients, so that's good. Through to people who have loans here, there, and everywhere and haven't looked at them in any no set period of time that want to refinance from one lender to another. There's got to be good reason in doing so, and that's either a rate, sometimes a cashback, not always though. People who are looking to buy investment properties, which is still cool that people are doing that. Not everyone, but people are doing that.
How are you seeing that at the moment? In that property market, in the space, we're seeing a lot of investment coming in, especially down Frankston South.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Yeah, there is, and people invest in different ways too. Like historically, everyone used to think, "Oh, I'll come up with a, 20% deposit plus stamp duty," as like you would do when you buy your first home. But now people invest through super, through companies. Some people do joint ventures under company names. But yeah, there's a lot happening in Frankston. I'm not trying to spruik it, but there's a few big development approvals. Like there's I think 5 major projects going in over the next 5 years.
What did they do? 500 and something million has just been approved for the ones on the Nepean Highway on the beach side of it. Has just been approved for that, and then obviously the hospital going in. That's created a huge amount of investment from Sydney buyers, which has been very good for the market.
Yeah, one of my clients is a nurse. I think she said it opens Boxing Day, Christmas Day.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
I think it's
probably very timely. I'm sure that's a busy season in the hospital. A lot of people getting drunk and jumping off balconies,
especially when you're on the water where we are.
Exactly. Oh, surely that's what happens on Boxing Day. What do you do on Boxing Day? Get drunk and jump off the balcony.
Watch the cricket?
Oh, okay. Cricket? What do you?
I don't even watch the. I don't like the cricket, but I'll watch it.
Do you like cricket?
Boxing? No, I don't.
No, it's shit.
I don't like it, but I'll watch Boxing Day.
Yeah.
I don't watch Boxing Day.
No, I don't watch boxing. I've never watched cricket in my
life. What do you do Boxing Day?
I'll walk myself out of this conversation.
I don't know. Nothing really. No, actually, no. Last Boxing Day. It's a naff answer, but I did planning. I did a bit of goal setting. I sat down and I decided what I wanted to do that year.
Pre-New Year's resolution.
He was drinking. It was not.
Well, there was alcohol involved. To be clear, there's always alcohol. When we do a podcast in a professional setting, we're drinking. But the interesting thing about that is I was reviewing the notes I wrote on Boxing Day, and I have done nothing that I wrote down.
Why do you reckon that is?
Well, because as I navigate, I get new information. I go, nah, that's not the way to do that. Yeah. And you have new ideas, new opportunities come before you. It's just an ever-evolving thing. It's great to do, great to sit down and try and work out what you want. My issue was I did it too micro. I was like, I want this, and I want this many people working for me, and I want this. And now it's different. New opportunities have come before me, and so it's good. But I think you got to go a bit broader than.
It makes sense to try and be specific though with goals.
Yep.
Are you very specific?
No.
Do you goal set?
Yes, but I don't write them down. Probably should, but I have some overarching large goals that I feel that all the day-to-day nitty-gritty things contribute towards somewhat some of the time.
Yeah, nice. And you're a Peninsula boy.
Yeah.
And you're a big advocate of it through and through.
I do like the Peninsula. I grew up here. I don't think I'll ever move.
No.
What's your favourite thing? What would you say? If you had one thing that you could pass on to anyone who hasn't been to the Peninsula, what would it be?
I love the water.
I knew you were going to say
that. Oh, damn it! We just had a pre-conversation about surfing and that was not what we wanted to hear. But no,
he wants boats. We had a meeting and that was the big thing I took away from that emphatically. He's working hard so we can get a boat.
How big's the boat that you're going to have?
I don't know.
But depends on how many loans you write.
Probably got a similar correlation. Depends what Beck says too. But
no. What are you talking about here? Sorry, Beck.
There's a very quick story because I come from a family of people that enjoy getting out on the water, and uncle told his daughter to tell her mum that he had purchased a boat and they were bringing it home because he thought that it would have a softer impact. But it didn't.
Oh no, this is waiting for the penny drop. It didn't.
No. But no, I think boat's great. I wouldn't be buying a massive boat. It'd be something practical. The reason I said that was I enjoy sailing. It's something I did when I was a lot younger. It's something I did a little bit last year. It's a hobby I want to spend a bit more time doing. But boat's really expensive. I'm sure it'll probably end up being some kind of retirement goal. We'll see how we go.
That's awesome.
Do you do any fishing?
A little bit. Not good at it, but I have a go occasionally.
When someone says they're not good at fishing, what does that mean?
Does that mean you're impatient or you don't know how to pick the spot? Or
you don't catch fish? Like it would it?
Yeah, probably all of the above.
Okay.
Like I'd say I'm bad fisherman because we're currently doing it in a 4 metre tinny and which days you can go out, how far you can go out, all impacted, and then that impacts.
That doesn't make you
That doesn't make it bad though. That's just the environment. Yeah, that's the environment.
Yeah.
Well,
You could be a you could be getting the best of fish that were out there at that time.
maybe there is an artificial reef a couple 100 metres off Frankston. That's where we go. But
Nice. Down to business. I'm going to ask you a question in a second. But before we do that, this is the point at which I would draw the free mode.
I realised.
Just remember that the free mode is buried within our camera because we're filming on my phone. But you actually know the person who nominated them. So I want you to text Jen from Jenga Finance and ask for Veronica's number. And just say she won the mo. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah. No, I didn't send it to you. No. And she'll get back to us. Yeah, big shout out to Jen from Jenga Finance as well. She does a great job. Yep.
hey Jen, odd question. What is Veronica's phone number?
Yeah. Andy's asking. She'll know. She'll go, I warned her that her applicant had won. But yeah, it's buried in there. So we can stop the footage, but we're not going to do that.
So who's the free mo?
Okay, so I'll prime it up then. So basically, it actually hits close to home for me. So a family friend, Veronica Vandery.
Okay.
Yeah, do you know her?
No.
Baseline.
Jen's a relation of Jen.
Yeah. They work together at Lonehouse.
Okay.
So I went to school with her daughter. Anyway, we just found out she's got cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so can't think of a more worthy winner. They're out in Langy. So yeah, they're going to win it. When we get the number, we're going to phone call her. And we will come back to that. But we're going to launch into the topic I was really excited to ask about, because you and I had a soft conversation about this the other day. And I am really, really keen to have my mind changed. But from what I can see, it's really, really hard to make money in real estate traditionally. Now, compared with when, let's say, my dad was doing it 25, 30 years ago, it seems harder. It seems like there's a lot more legislation, taxes, competition, and other variables. So I guess the broad question for today is, can mum and dads make money with property? Go.
Yeah. You're asking a mortgage broker. Like, I've certainly got a bias, right? I sell debt, but I think so.
Yeah.
What would your answer be?
I have seen it be a challenge. What with it's very competitive. My dad made money. He used to buy shitters and renovate them and then sell them for a profit. That seems to have that arbitrage, the renovation arbitrage, doesn't seem to be as prevalent as it was in the early late 90s.
Yeah, I think that would be... Oh, yeah, hell yeah, agree there, because the cost of labour and materials for construction's way higher.
Absolutely.
Like, it's hard... Generally, back in the day, if you bought a piece of land and built on it and you said, hey, I've got a house now, that's generally a better decision or better financial decision at least, I don't know, about for your the spring in your step or your relationships or whatever else goes on when you build a house, because it is testing.
Yeah.
But generally that was considered a better financial decision than buying an established home, because at the end the person who bought land and built is generally left with an asset worth a little bit more than someone who is just going to pay directly. It's also a small technical but absolutely worth noting stamp duty benefit to doing so as well, right? Like if you go and buy a $2 million house, the stamp duty is about $120,000, whereas if you build a $2 million house by purchasing land for $1 million where stamp duty is only 60 grand, and then build, there's no stamp duty on the construction, so there's 60 grand in the pocket straight away.
And
it doesn't say
you're
anything.
left with a brand new build as well.
It's
all
you've got a brand new
relative.
house, exactly what you want, you assume.
Yep.
So, is that.
What do you think?
I think there is. I think that, I see a lot of people that will buy, renovate. There's a lot of investment coming back into Victoria. I think there was a lot of taxes for a period there that scared a lot of people, and I think COVID pushed a lot of people out of Vic. But yeah, I definitely do think that there is. I guess I know I was having this conversation with a guy who actually purchased off us. We're playing a bit of golf, and he said, business or property, what would you choose? And I think that it depends on what you're talking about. If you're going in the stock market and you're betting on other people, if it's your own business, it's very different.
It also depends. Like, do you have a shit offer, and have you bought a house in a crap area?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think it's all
depends
relative.
on the property, depends on the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you mentioned your calculator. Do you want to tell people where they can find this and what the calculator is?
Is it
Well,
available?
Hey,
Is it available?
Not yet. We're still building it into the website. But
Would you send it out?
Yeah, I'd send it out.
Okay.
I just had to go at making something.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't put a payment on it yet, but then again, it's an Excel spreadsheet, so I'm not too stressed.
You do not have to mention it if you do not want to.
If they want it, they should email you at
Joshua at beckmcleanfinance.com.au.
There you go. And then he's going to send you a price. He's going to send you a price back. It might be $50. Might be 50,000.
I'm not going to try and sell anyone anything. I'll just give them the calculator.
But
I'll just give them the calculator.
I'd give them the calculator too.
Just have the calculator.
Yeah.
I did. I built an investment property calculator. It looks at many variables. So it looks at the value of the property you're looking at purchasing, what the stamp duty cost is, what the deposit requirement would be, dependent on whether you have another property that can be used as security for the purchase or not. And it forecasts how long it will take for the property to break even, and what that means is for the rent to be able to cover the annual taxes, land tax, and to cover rates, and to cover the interest assumed on the loan at the current variable rate, as well as some approximate costs for some maintenance. And there's different ways that people invest in property from a loan to value ratio perspective, if I'm allowed to get a little bit technical.
Please.
And that's someone who has a home valued at, say, maybe 700,000. They might owe 200,000 on it because they've been there for quite a while and paid a lot of the debt off. And then they want to go and buy another investment property for 740,000. What that would look like is, because there's so much available equity in their existing property, they'd be able to buy that second property and borrow 100% of the purchase price plus stamp duty, and the bank's happy to give them a loan of about 745,000 because they've got a mortgage on the other property as well. Now, if someone does that and they sit on an interest-only loan, based on the parameters I put into the calculator on our surrounding area, which may or may not be the best place to buy an investment property, it generally takes something like 13 or 14 years for the rent to cover all the interest and outgoing on the property, so you don't have to cover it all. Mm-hmm. Where it starts off, I believe from memory when I run the calculations, was about $16,000 a year out of pocket. So it is a big out of pocket cost. So when you talk about an investment property, I tell you what, you're the investment to the property for a while, because you're paying a pretty large out of pocket cost, especially at the moment where rates are still a little bit high compared to where they were. And but after that period of time, the property becomes positively geared. And that's if you borrow 100% plus stamp duty. If you put in a 20% plus stamp duty deposit, which would be 140 plus 45, $185,000 deposit, you would break even after 9 to 12 years, depending on rental yield, interest rates, and a few other things. So you break even sooner. But what the calculator also does is calculates the cumulative profit on the property. And the way that's calculated is it assumes property growth in the area, and it looks at the growth and it adds it up year on year. So in the first year, the growth might be 5%, which is 45,000, and then it will add year on year 5% of the previous property growth. And I haven't got a response yet.
No, you're right.
And so what it does is it takes the growth from each particular year and it subtracts the initial loss that you incur each year. So whilst it's not an out-of-pocket cost, the property does generate a positive return year on year.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, isn't it? It is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a very quick way to calculate what an investment property looks like in terms of your personal budget.
Yeah, okay. So personally, this is not financial advice I'm asking for. That's the caveat on that. But where would you look for the value? If you reckon there's money to be made out of real estate, if I said to you, Mon and I we want to buy an investment property and try and make some money off it, what do you reckon?
You get two totally different answers based on your age and income. And
my age, my income. I'm not telling you my income. Let's assume I make $135,000 a year. That's pretty average what people earn.
Maybe, probably a bit more, to be honest.
Okay, what do people earn? I mean,
average income's about 85,000 in Australia.
Okay, then combined is 160.
Yeah, combined's probably generally, you don't have two people in a household. You might have combined income 145, 150.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you had a 32-year-old couple and they were earning that, what do you reckon?
And they bought a house, say, 7 years prior and paid a fair bit of debt off and were thinking, I might buy an investment property. Well, if you're 32 and you've got kids and you're thinking about your budget,
two kids, loan on a Kia Carnival, loan on a Hilux.
The first thing I'd do is say, think about whether you want to consolidate those loans in a separate loan against your home at a lower rate is probably the first thing I'd think about. And then additional to that, I would probably think about maybe even something, if we're talking about specifically within Victoria, possibly regional Victoria.
Like regional?
Well, not because of the growth. I'm saying regional Victoria because I'm trying to chase a rental yield in your scenario.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm trying to chase a bit of a rental yield is when you've got kids, life's expensive. You don't really want
to put $200 in.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to be paying $200, $300, $400 a week towards an investment property. Yes, it will probably pay off, but you need the money now at your age and stage in life and your income generally. So I'd be chasing rental yield. If you're a bit older and you're on a really big taxable income and your kids were thinking about moving out and you weren't paying school fees or private school fees or whatever anymore, then I'd say, maybe the Pines is a great option, something like that, where you're thinking a lot more about capital growth and a lot less about the rental yield, because in the highest income earning years of your life, you're going to make an investment where it's going to be severely negatively geared and you're going to take a big advantage of the current tax structure we've got in the country for investments. So very different answers based on age and stage of life. And whether I would look at residential property, I'm not sure either. I would probably even think about a commercial property because of the rental yield specifically. Yeah.
You told me a really interesting one that tweaked my ears about the using the full LVR of your property. You can use it. You can access 100% of the equity in your home to buy a factory.
A lot of people do that, and the reason they do it is because if you have $185,000 to come up with a 20% deposit and stamp duty, it's probably sitting in your offset account against your prime residence home, right? And if you take that money out, you're going to increase, and I'm not a tax accountant, but we're going to get into a tiny amount of tax strategy.
I'll put another proviso. This is not financial advice. Plug your brain in and work it out yourself. This is just a couple of boys having a chat over a beer. Now give me some financial advice.
So if you take that money out of your offset account to put it down as a deposit against an investment property, then you're going to start paying interest on the debt you have against your primary residence that you weren't previously paying. And what you're going to do is not pay interest on debt that you could have against your investment property that you would pay if you didn't use the money in your offset account. So people borrow out 100% of their purchase price plus stamp duty for two reasons. One is generally they don't need to use any of their own money, whether it be in their offset account or money they don't have at all whatsoever. So cost of entry, zero. Second reason is tax. And generally people will keep those loans interest only for as long as possible, because whilst that debt is tax deductible, currently tax deductible for an investment property, they want to keep that debt as high as possible and pay off the debt that is certainly not tax deductible, and that's the debt against your family home.
Do you like property development? Do you like these small lot sub property developments that mum and dads love, where they go, we'll be able to put 2 units in the backyard and then we'll be able to retire forever?
Not really. I think the builder probably makes the money.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Builders have a big job. I think they make a margin for a reason. But I don't think there's that much money to be made in it. Like you might make, if the outcome you're after is that you produce yourself 2 investment properties with a pretty cool rental yield, slightly cheaper than what you'd be able to if you just bought them as established properties, then maybe.
Buy well, never sell.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Live on the income, in theory. If they don't jack the land tax up.
Yeah, look, land tax is rough, but as an investor...
It's fine now. The concern is it a Trojan horse? It comes in... I've got a property worth 460 to 480. I've got a $500 land tax bill. Who cares?
Who
cares? What if it gets bigger? That's the question.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not asking you that. But
I wouldn't know.
How come?
I don't know everything. But yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and it's something to consider. But
it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have family members that sometimes say, "Josh, what if this happens? Or what if this happens?" And I say, "I don't know. You should write a book about what ifs."
Exactly.
And I won't read it.
True. Very true. very true. 100%. That's our speciality, though. That's what you and I do. That's how we sort of came up with selling development sites. And what we've sort of always found is the bigger the site and the more yield you can get out of the site, the better it is.
Yeah, the better the outcome.
The big, broad hectare parcels that Jinding was buying and all that sort of stuff are a very different play to the 3-lot subbies. Agreed?
Oh, without doubt. Yeah, it's a business. It's still a business at 3 lots, but it's completely different.
That one out in Geelong, what's it called? Armstrong Creek.
Yeah.
That was huge. Yeah, that's a very different...
That was one of the biggest developments in Victoria.
Correct.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Yeah, Armstrong Creek.
Was it called Armstrong Creek?
Yeah, you know it. Yeah,
I thought it was called something else. Anyway.
Oh.
No, it was in Armstrong Creek.
It was in the PSP.
I was just there. I was just there the other day as well. Like a month ago, I can't remember.
I don't remember what the name is.
Warralilly.
Yeah.
Warralilly. Yeah, that's a massive... What was that, 2,500 lots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when
Even
you get
more,
to that
actually.
level, it's little things like Dad and I did a 7-lot subdivision in San Remo, and we had to pay an open space contribution, which was 5%, and we had to negotiate a CHMP. Do you know what a CHMP is?
No.
Cultural Heritage Management Plan.
I just think chimp. And when you say CHMP, I'm like chimp.
So
I don't know why, chimp plan.
what's involved in that? Well, you have to get the respectfully, you have
Indiana
to get
Jones. Sorry.
Indiana Jones. You have to get in. Absolutely. You have to get the local Indigenous community involved in the project, and what they do is they have the right to survey the land and see if there's any artefacts of significance in the land. So they're basically looking for tools, and if they find a tool, you're fucked. Because then they turn into a park.
Yeah.
But
It's not
basically they look through it, and the funny thing is you have to work with an archaeologist, and the archaeologist we picked literally looked like Indiana Jones. He wore a hat and he wore a leather jacket. He looked like he didn't.
Maybe that's why Indiana Jones looks like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he walked in the room and Dad goes, "You leave the bullwhip at home today, did you?"
Gee.
But no, that cost $60,000, and that's $60,000 on a $1.2 million project hurts. $60,000 on a
It's over 5%.
Warra Lily
Doesn't mean
is
anything.
nothing. So I think you get economies of scale in development. Yeah.
Was it Mum and Dad that did that development? It wasn't Mum and Dad that did
It was
that.
Dad, my dad.
No, the Warra Lily.
Oh,
No.
no. Who was that? Do you know?
Oh, I forget who the developer was.
Big one. You would know.
Was it Lendlease?
Maybe.
I feel like it really was.
I actually don't know. Anyway, I never went there.
I never went there too.
We worked for the company that sold it. It's actually how we met.
Really?
Yep.
So you guys were the agents?
No, so he was in land advisory, which means he was selling farms for developers to, for landowners to developers.
Yeah.
And I was in off the plan sales. So I'd sell townhouses off the plan and blocks of land off the plan.
Yeah.
But I knew your last name because my old man and his uncle did Hidden Harbour in Mount Martha together.
Oh, cool.
So you sort of just came up for whatever reason. It's like, oh, merchant. Oh, I wonder if you're Damien's son, is specifically what I thought. And then, oh no, I'm his
Nephew.
Oh, that's cool. We're the same age anyway. So we sort of had a couple of coffees at work and then he ended up living with me.
Wow.
And we did grow. That was how we even started up Gravitas. I don't even understand that, but it was a good little niche.
I drove past a board and an agent was misrepresenting a development site and selling it as a house. And I said, well, that's chaos. There's clearly a gap in the market for smaller sites where it's too small for core projects or
It was too small for like a large business to jump in on because it was probably not. It's no different to your mum and dad. Your 3-4 development site versus doing. Those same costs are going to be spread across 100 or 200. Not the same cost, but like doing all your CHMP, all that sort of stuff. And we looked at it and went, gee, there's a big gap. Like, if you're selling a house, it's not worth what a house is worth. It's going to be worth more land value than it is the actual house. That house is probably going to be bulldozed, or if not kept for character and moved across. And someone else is going to come in who actually wants to invest in that area, might not have publicly listed business sort of money, and is in the private sort of firm. And then we saw that and went, why not? And
we were right. We got listings. We did really well. We ran competitive processes. We still have the record in Lakes Entrance and in Tura.
Yeah.
But a terrible cash flow business because you get paid at the end. And when you're 22, 23, and when you don't have any money.
Yeah, and not only that, if you're doing a deal, and say for example in residential, normally between 30 and let's call it 120 days. So between a month to 4 months. Versus doing 1 year to 3 years, you're waiting on the money to come in based on that, and you're sitting there going, "Oh, I need to eat."
We got $30,000 coming in 3 years.
Yeah, might be great, but it's not good.
Yeah, that's a shit show. You do get lucky and you do get Section 32s, but you still have to wait
Section
for them.
27s.
Sorry, it's 27s. But it's a tough game. It's a really tough game.
But we're still getting called out.
Yeah, and absolutely. We got called out yesterday. You were there.
I saw you got the message.
Yeah. No, it's good. What were the challenges associated with starting your business? So obviously you had expertise with writing loans at NAB, and you went, I'm actually going to go and do my own thing. What was that process like for you?
Well, it's where do you start, mate? Challenges. You've either got to go without money for quite a long period of time, or have someone or yourself that can tip money into the business so you can pay yourself a base wage and feel as though you've got some level of stability in your life until your business starts performing. And you need to be as bold as you can to get out there and talk to whoever you can talk to try and find some work for yourself as well. And I feel I'm just a decent, honest bloke trying to do the right thing, so I wasn't prepared to do any dirty tactics like call all my NAB clients and things like that, so I really did start from scratch. But I think there was enough people that saw that I was trying to do the right thing and were happy to say, hey Josh, I've got a loan, I saw you just started your business, what do you think? And I'd say, I think this, and all of a sudden people acknowledge and realise that you're good at what you do, and they'll pass your name on to other people. So I grew really organically, really quickly, purely through word of mouth.
Who was your first client? How did you find them?
My first client was it was a school teacher, actually.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was a school teacher. It was my first client. They, we bumped into each other, and as most school teachers you can imagine would say, oh Josh, what do you do now? They said, oh, I do loans. And they said, oh, we need a loan. And so it was really good timing, actually.
There you go.
And they're a great client. Still deal with them all the time now.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did that lead to more business?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
it did. It did. They passed quite a few people on to me. They were great. They really tried to help.
That would have pumped your tyres up a lot. You would have gone, oh, I fucked up. And then you go, oh, I should just go to the shops more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
true.
sitting
outside Woolies.
Yeah, I do. I sit out there with a sign. I say, loans, please. No. No. But yeah, there was definitely a stage where getting out and about and even just meeting random people was good for business. And it still is. I should do more of it, hand on heart. But yeah, that was my first client.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's hard starting a business because there's a time where it does get slow. And there was a slow period for me, probably 4 months in, where I had an initial influx of work off the back of the initial, I'm now doing this, reach out to me if you need anything kind of stuff. And I thought, oh, shit. But I stuck with it. I kept trying to put myself out there as much as I could through even local clubs. Picked up a sponsorship really, really early. I chose to sponsor a club really, really early and invested heavily in that.
A club? Footy club?
Soccer club.
Okay.
We sponsor the Rosebud Soccer Club.
Still?
Yeah, they're great. Really good club. They look after the kids down there. It's actually quite nice. They feed them on a Thursday night. And Rosebud can be a tough area, so it's good for those kids and things.
That's cool.
So we like that too. But we definitely did sponsor them early on to try and network and get out there a bit more.
You do that as well.
Yeah.
YCW.
But it's more common for, I think, a real estate agent. That's a great initiative.
Yeah, I don't know how many mortgage brokers do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we still look. We actually probably don't do heaps of business with people from the club now. Not like we did when we first started, but we like them. I watch the games. They're good to the community down there. I can't see us discontinuing our sponsorship.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it grew from there.
Yeah.
Once people talk about you, you generally keep going.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. What other challenges have you have you faced other than the period you're going through at the moment? Do you find yourself learning all the time? And I don't mean learning your job, I mean learning how to run a business. And do you think that's actually the most valuable part of what you're doing right now? Yeah,
constantly. Because I've really only taken the transition recently. I feel I wear two major hats within my business. One is mortgage broker Josh, and the second is business owner Josh. And,
specialist and generalist.
I guess so.
Yeah. Brand, marketing, HR, everything.
And I'm really bad at marketing.
Me too.
Really, terrible at marketing. I've just taken on a young guy. His name's Kai. He's really good, super eager, and he's fantastic at making content. And I think it's the primary reason I took him on, other than the fact he's a good guy with great values. And I could actually learn a lot from him. But it's prompted me to run my business a bit more like a business, because prior to this it was Neil, myself, an admin that we shared. And there wasn't really much need to run the business like a business. We could see clients, do a great job, write loans, talk to our admin, check in with each other, and we'd be fine. But taking on one extra person, it's just gotten to the point where I actually do need to think about it like a business a bit more. And I've been doing a lot of initiatives recently, whether it's marketing projects, setting up the infrastructure of the business a little bit, so it sounds ambitious, but try and help the business to run itself a little bit more rather than me stepping into every problem all the time, because I'm cautious that I still feel I've got a massive obligation to clients to get back to them quickly, to make sure things run smoothly, that if they need to talk to me, that I'm absolutely there for them. And these other tasks, if I let them, would impact that. So that balance is probably my biggest challenge at the moment.
Me too. Yeah. It's a big balancing act to try and work that out. Absolutely. Because you like, a lot of people go into business. So if you're a plumber and then you go, I'm going to take staff on. I'm not going to work for someone anymore. I'm going to start my own plumbing business. I'm going to take staff on. And then you go, oh crap, I need to work out what's zero? And I've got to work that out. And then all of a sudden you're a bookkeeper because you can't really afford a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
So you're a bookkeeper. And then you go, I've got to work out how to get the leads. So I've got to learn marketing. And then I've got to learn how to convert these clients. I've got to make calls. Okay. And then then you're doing sales training. And then, jeez, I'm a generalist. I just do everything. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a big transition.
Yeah, spot on. And I'm lucky, right? I look at financials all day, every day. The bookkeeping was an easy thing to pick up, but it's the other stuff that I haven't been good at. Like genuinely trying to think, what kind of content can I create that is engaging?
Yeah.
And reaches the right people that might need what I do. And I suppose that's one of the most difficult things that all businesses deal with. Like it's not specific to me.
Absolutely.
Pitching yourself.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to do.
How do you find it?
You just got to throw as much content out there, and eventually if you do something repetitive I think you have to enjoy it and you have to give the right information, or it has to feel right for you. And then I think organically, like we've started to do a game day vlog, which we showcase our Saturday, and a bit more of an insight, not to just a sold sticker or a just listed board, and it's showing more insights into, hey, we catch up for a coffee every time, we might have a little bit of a, it's very short and sharp, but it's like 2 minutes of the day snipped up across the entirety of that 12 hours. And it's good fun. It might show me picking up boards, it shows me carrying the open kit, setting it all up, doing those little things that people might not necessarily know, because when they walk through an open, it's all there. But just showcasing a little bit behind the scenes. I think it's just doing more of that, because I think we're in a world where it used to be 10, 20 years back was bring the traditional, bring the flashy stuff. It was all scripted. It was very prim proper. You would agree?
Absolutely.
And now it's almost reversed back and gone, be a bit more raw. So, putting out content, talking around what you're saying is great, because it's like, people don't know that stuff. It's no different. People say, how do you sell? What are your strategies? And it's like, well, if I'm a buyer, how should you go about making an offer? And it's like, oh, I thought that was just like common sense, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's common sense to us in our industry and what we know, but for someone else, and trying to break that down is actually the hardest part, to make it like easy to understand. But it's like pushing that stuff out is actually valuable content. That's one thing that we've started to see. It's like, yeah, you can put a sold sticker up, shows trust, shows how you can get the job done. That's what we're employed to do. However, it's how you got there, showing that process, and maybe how your business operates a little bit differently, only be reflected if you're just showing how you do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is important. I would say. And we've started to do that with the free mow, and that, I reckon that's starting to work.
It's good. That's great.
Yeah, it's a good community outreach thing. It'll help us really build the brand as well. And I don't know. The way I see brand is, it's funny, I was talking with Aaron on the Hustle call this week about this, and he was saying that brand doesn't matter. And he was akinning brand to colours and typeface and pictures. What brand is it's a story that people think of when they see your logo. It's a story that people think of when they hear your name.
I remember you by it.
Absolutely. It's your reputation.
Yeah.
That's what your brand actually is. So I guess going out there and being the mayor of your town, going out there and building a reputation on good core values, and that's why we like the Fremo. Number one, it's good. We feel good. We did it today. How do you feel?
I felt good.
Yeah,
you feel good. You feel nice. Like you feel good about giving back. Even though I suck at mowing. Don't watch.
No, you're right. You're right. It was fine.
Yeah.
The worrying bit was I actually suck at whippersnipping now. Yeah.
Those the edges could have been better.
They definitely could have been better. They used to be better. Yeah. But yeah, that's sort of what we're building this brand on. Is it's like a community of people that are trying to do better. They're trying to build businesses, and that's why we do the community outreach as well, because it's just we're trying to get around the community. We love this community. You're from Frankston. I'm from Frankston. You're from Frankston.
Close.
Yeah. We love the peninsula. Specifically, I famously say I believe the world stops at Cranbourne Road. Why would you want to go past it? And I mean that too. It's funny, but I mean it.
Well, mate.
We've got to go.
No.
Oh.
On the topic of Fremo.
Oh, we're on.
We have a text response.
Yeah, beautiful.
You're welcome to ring off my phone if you prefer, mate.
Thanks, brother. Hope she knows this is coming.
The call will come up as Beck and Clay. Thanks.
That's all right. You'll get a loan out of it.
Who knows? Who knows?
Or not.
You have reached mailbox number
It's the first one.
40332.
Nah, because I was going to leave a smart ass one. I was going to say, you missed out. See ya. In any case, well, no, she's just seen some brokers calling me. I'll call them in the morning.
Yeah.
We're not. You're not wrapping it up, are you?
I am.
But
Yeah.
I just want to ask a few questions. You love the Peninsula. Favorite coffee? Where do you get it from?
I go up to Common Folk on the corner in Frankston.
It's like the Franger? Yeah, the Franger.
Yeah.
Oh, the Franger.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I also make my own most of the time. It's not too bad either.
Okay.
What do you run?
I run Virgo's beans around the corner.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Super tasty, chocolatey, not massively strong. They're good.
Nice.
Favorite restaurant?
1001 Nights.
Yeah.
You brought it up.
Yeah. 1001 Nights in
Yeah.
Mount Eliza, Middle Eastern, beautiful.
Best takeout?
Wednesday night, Beck and I went to Secura in Mount Eliza Village. It's opposite the Woolies in the car park.
Oh, yeah.
Security's underrated.
Yeah.
Security's underrated. They are so underrated.
Is
Underneath
that
Port
the tattoo
Phillip Group. Next to the tattoo place. Underneath Port Phillip Group, the accountant.
You hang out at some good joints. You work at the sex store, you eat at the tattoo place.
No, mate. And they're Japanese place. And I would say it's the best Japanese other than Japan.
Right. And on the Peninsula, best beach?
I've always loved McRae Beach. I think it's great. Just when you
Don't think I've ever been.
around on Point Nepean Road, opposite the house that fell down. That's the best beach.
Why? Why that one? Because of the beach? You like the geography?
It's got like these old piers that step out into the water. I think it's really cool. I don't know if all the beaches have that. I don't think they do.
It is nice. Now that I know what you're talking about because they had that landslide. Not funny, sorry. That's not funny at all. But across from that, and then you've got a Dramana, and you've got what's the next suburb up?
McRae,
Rosebud?
Dramana, Safety Beach.
Capel Sound?
No, that's
No,
the other
isn't
way.
McRae all the way?
McRae, Rosebud, Capel Sound.
And where's your favourite walk on the Peninsula?
The walk I've been doing often, I really enjoy it, is parking at the top of Oliver's Hill, walking down into Frankston for a coffee, and then coming back up.
Where do you get the coffee from? Commonwealth?
I cheap
You go
out.
Little Olives?
I cheap out.
Where do you go?
I walk into my own office and make myself.
Oh, what a tinner.
Cut. That's so good.
That's so good.
That's
That's a good questions. I like.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
We need to talk
bring in the
Peninsula.
culture.
That's
I don't know. What do you think is so good about the peninsula? Do you reckon it's the people? Do you reckon it's the geography? Do you think it's what do you think?
I think it's the people in the atmosphere. Like it is really laid back. Like I helping a mate put a boat in the water a little while ago, and you're at the boat ramp, and people people are trusting. Like, I offer things sometimes just to see what will happen. Like, this guy, he could not for the life of him back his jet ski into the water. And I'm an honest guy.
Yeah.
I said, do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
I said, you get out, I'll drop your ski in for you. And I dropped his ski in for him.
Yeah,
and he said,
awesome.
yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Basically gave me the keys. He said, can you hold my ski? Yep, no worries. That stuff gets stolen all the time.
Yeah.
You could have been a random guy.
The old see you later.
I could have seen.
You're going to chuck the pins on it.
You and your Sea-Doo GTX 300, see you later.
Yeah, exactly.
He was in a Ranger.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool. I was happy to help him.
You thought you were in a Grand Theft Auto for a second.
I agree. I so agree. So I moved. So I left Frankston because I was desperate to not live in the same paddock that I grew up in. Because I saw a trend of people that left Bayside that would just stay in Frankston. I was like, I'm not going to do that. That's not my thing. I'm going to go out. So I moved to Paran, and then I ended up living in Pakenham, and then we moved to Queensland. And Queensland was such a great experience because people are lovely in Queensland. They all say hi. They're really nice. They make friends with their neighbours. And when we moved back, the only place we could get a rental was in Frankston. So we ended up by virtue on the peninsula. And I found that similar friendliness in the people on the peninsula. You can make friends on the peninsula. When I go to Ringwood or I go to Berwick for work or something like that, that energy's not there. The people are not the same. It is just a lovely place to live.
Is that
so
just
many
a
reasons.
perspective thing though? Like you just love the
No, I
peninsula,
test
you
it.
find that
I
energy,
test
you
it. I test it because I go to the local cafe and I try and strike up conversation with the staff and they give me nothing. I will be like in the local servo filling up and be like, oh, it's good in the sun, isn't it? Or something like that. And they give me nothing. You know what I mean? Just donuts. So it's just like, fuck off. It's horrible here. And I think it's something to do with the fact that it's inland and there's no reason to live there other than convenience. Whereas on the peninsula, there is a million reasons to live here. We have Sorrento's the Amalfi Coast, Arthur's Seat's Yarra Valley. We have Mount Martha, which is like party central. It's such a cool place. There are so many.
We have Red Hill, which is you're in.
Red Hills, Yarra Valley again. Like
Yeah,
there's just so many
you're
different.
in Italy,
parts.
in the Tuscan parts of doing some wine,
Florence,
like you know what I mean.
Florence,
There,
So-
you can literally, if you live on the peninsula, there is something for everyone at any point. In winter, we'll go to Rare Hair and have a lovely lunch. In summer, we'll go down to the Sorrento Hotel. We'll park ourselves there. We'll have my wife and I. We'll have gin and tonic. It's sensational. There's just so many different things you can do on the peninsula. I just couldn't live anywhere else. We'll go into the city and I'll go, this is just worse. It's just worse.
But even just the access to the city, though,
55
the ability
minutes.
to be able to go from the peninsula to that's one thing. And like now with the hospital, you got the crown jewel of health right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think there's a better place.
I couldn't think of a reason to live anywhere else.
Every holiday I've been on, I've missed it.
Yeah, you come back and you go, it's just better. Went to Lawn the other day and it was like, it's not a peninsula.
Well, it's pretty nice.
It was winter in the middle of the week. We fucked up.
It's like
we
playing
did
golf,
Yeah.
raining today instead of playing yesterday.
Did you get through all the holes?
Yeah, but horribly. I just don't want to talk about it. It's one of those days.
Have you got anything you'd like to add? We've asked you a lot of questions. Is there anything that you feel we've missed that you would have loved to have discussed?
No, mate.
No. Nice. You?
No? Any questions for us?
He's going to be a smart ass.
Yeah, I know.
No, I won't. I won't.
Come on, hit us. No, you got to run it now. The guests, the visitors, the viewers want to know what we're going to run.
If each of you could, my smart ass question.
Yeah. He called me earlier and he saw us walking and he said, you guys will look better holding hands.
I did say that.
So I'm expecting a similar vein.
No, it's not. It's not that bad. If each of you could choose a superhero to have on your podcast in one particular episode, who would it be and what's one question you would ask them?
4, and how do you get such big arms?
You also ended up with a beer gut.
Yeah, good, but that's fact.
Ooh, it's a good question.
Mine was a cheeky response back, but I'll actually take it.
I can't think of the question. I know who it would be. It would either be Iron Man or Batman. They're really cool. I like those.
I can understand.
How do you deal with the pressure at that level? That would be the question I'd ask them.
There you go.
Yeah. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out Josh's website, this Josh, not that Josh, don't look at his website. It's terrible. Beck McLean Finance, correct? .com.au?
That's us.
Yep, we'll put the link down below as well. You can check it out. He's a wizard. He'll write you a good loan.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, guys. Take care. See ya. Nice. That was a good one.
good.
I like that one.
That was really
Yeah,
good.
that was good.
You thought?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I feel like you gave a lot